Welcome to Floating Leaf Tea Podcast. My name is Shouwen.
And I'm Noah.
Excellent. How are you doing today?
I'm very excited to be recording a podcast.
Really?
Yeah. This episode.
Oh, yeah. It's a new subject.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Scent. I've been waiting. I keep every episode I keep coming up with the scent, and then I realize, we're not talking about the scent yet. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to finally be talking about the scent.
Yeah.
And I am planning to learn something today.
Me too. We have been really enjoying recording the episodes about our tea fundamental structures program, and scent is part of it. And we have been also really enjoying comparing two teas in a tea cereal bowl breakfast style tea break method. I think tea just a lot of times, show us really brand new things. And just like last episode, I have never seen the Yiwu pour doing things that way.
Yeah, totally. And to have both of them going at the same time, it was actually
quite phenomenal experience. Yeah. So today, as you say, looking forward to learning the new things, including us. And so I measure 4 grams of a light, fresh, lightly oxidized Anxi Tie Guan Yin from China. And then we have another lightly oxidized but lightly charcoal roasted by one of our teachers, Mr. Lai, also produced in Anxi, China. And then 4 grams on each tea. And then we're going to do the cereal bowl style. I believe the bowl is 140 millimeters, as I measured it last time.
I think so.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, whatever. And then boiling hot water. And by the way, the old growth, the second one, Anxi Tie Guan Yin, we published some of the samples on our website, and they mark us sold out because our package had been stuck in Taiwan for about 21 days so far due to almost all flies coming in and out of anywhere, I guess.
Yeah, we had a little bit left in the shop, so that was what the samples were. They're just like a little tiny bit left that we had from last time we bought it.
Yeah, but it's a little bit dusty.
Yeah.
I mean, not dusty,
crumbly.
Yeah.
So we did our best to not give anyone any crumbles, so now we have
the crumble teas to do it on the session, and hopefully the tea will arrive soon. So just let some of the tea brew. And then when you think it's brewed enough, just scoop out some liquid into your cup. And then before you drink it, smell the surface scent of the tea broth. And then maybe just as the texture kind of a practice in the mouth, we can smell the scent as it is. Like, what are you smelling?
Sure.
Oh, really strong.
Yeah, strong floral aroma.
Yeah,
and
very strong.
Kind of like cut fresh grass aroma, or like a plant kind of aroma.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, there's a sweetness from almost like the plant nectar kind of a sweetness, but extremely strong. And then if you guys want to practice the texture part of it while you drink it, that's also quite good.
Okay, sounds good.
Really light, medium body, single dimension on my tongue.
Yeah, I don't feel it puffing up. But it spreads out pretty nicely across the tongue.
Good enough tea.
Yeah.
Good daily drinker, I guess. And then let's look at the old growth Anxi Tie Guan Yin, which we might need to drink some tea crumbs today.
Some tea crumbles.
Too bad that we don't have the other crumbs to go with the tea.
Which crumbs? Crumpets?
Crumpets. Yeah, I love that thing. So buttery. Why do I call it grumpet? Not grumpet.
Well, they don't call it crumpet, but that's not a bad name for it.
Crumpet.
Crumpet.
Do you know why?
I have no idea, but I like the name grumpet better.
Is it because that you eat it and then some crumbs will fall on the table?
Yeah.
But many things, scones, muffins.
Those are all different kinds of grumpets.
Oh, okay, cool. Anyway, I like all the grumpets. Okay, smell. Second tea.
More like honey.
Honey.
There's a floral fragrance in there too.
Flower, milk. Milky, not milk. Milky scent. Actually, the honey part, I'm smelling a little bit sour note with the honey, like sour and honey sweetness mixture together.
Yeah.
Even with the grumps of the tea leaves, the tea is softer, spread out more than the previous tea, and puff up a little bit. And then second, Let's heat up some more hot water and pour some more hot water into the tea bowls. Now I just pour more hot water into both of the Tie Guan Yin teas. Let it brew a little bit. And let's go back to the first lightly oxidized Tie Guan Yin again. The one that I call it a daily drinker. We don't really sell this tea. We just have some stuff here to do classes sometimes. And then second one, don't just smell what the tea smells like since you already do it, I hope. And the second one, let's see if the scent can pass the nostril area. Okay? Barely pass the nostril area because I can feel it going into the
sinuses.
Yeah, going into the head especially. I feel it going into my mouth a little bit. Yeah. And then let's smell the old growth Anxi Tie Guan Yin. And then as I said, we're hoping to have this tea back into our lineup pretty soon. As soon as they get on the airplane. Oh, it's actually, yeah, I'm still smelling that smell. I couldn't help myself. It's like kombucha. So anyway, see if the scent passed the nostril. And it does.
Yeah, the reason we chose these two teas is because we thought
one will stay inside of the nose area and one will have a little bit more lengthy structure to compare the scent. And both are pretty light teas. And so we'll do a set of light tea this week and do a set of dark roasted teas next week to do back-to-back comparison.
The more daily drinker fragrant Tie Guan Yin, it feels like the scent kind of bunches up in the nose. The old growth tea feels softer and it can kind of move.
We go around a little bit, right?
Yeah.
To go up.
Yeah.
And in a very soft way.
Yeah.
Because both are very light teas.
Yeah.
Excellent. And then I just put some more hot water back into the bowl again. And then this next one, see if even the first cup have the capacity to keep pushing or not. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it does. And the second cup, then since it have a capacity to go through, then let's see where it's moving to on the surface of the liquid. Here you go. The lightly oxidized green Anxi Tie Guan Yin. It still stays in here and almost behind the area of so the scent goes this way. It does, even though as a light tea and it's very strong fragrant tea, it has not capacity to move up besides this nostril passage area, and in a way it moves this way.
Move more into the mouth.
Yeah, into the mouth area,
rather
like
than
the nose area connected to your mouth, and then just feel like it all bundle up in the same area, just like
bundled up. Yeah.
Yeah. Here you go, smell that.
I feel it that way.
That's like congregating in one place.
Yeah.
And then try this one. The second one will be our old growth Anxi Tie Guan Yin.
This one spreads out, whereas that one is bundled up. This one feels like the old growth feels like it's more flexible. Yeah,
and then it will pass the nostril area, go up into the head, and the way it's going up into the head is kind of permeates just very lightly. So you got to pay a lot of attention. And I believe when we have the shipment in, it will be even easier to detect, because this one, as I mentioned, we don't have the tea. And then we decided to use this tea and thought that the tea will arrive, but beyond our estimation that the tea just got stuck in Taiwan for such a long time. So we are like seriously using the crumbs and the grumps of the leaves. And so I feel the power is not as strong as usual. But it seriously permeates gently in a very light way into the head. Yeah.
And the fragrance is way more obvious on the
regular daily drinker Anxi Tie Guan Yin.
Yeah. And I think that
it's very strong and very
punchy.
Single smell kind of a feeling. And then the old growth Anxi Tie Guan Yin has a lot of different smells mixed in one.
Yeah, if you're not ready for it, it's not as easy to detect what's happening. But there's actually one of the parts of structure that I have the most unfamiliarity with, of seeing the way that the scent travels exactly where it travels to. But having this really clear contrast between these two teas makes it really obvious, and I can really see how the old growth, it does feel like it rises and kind of oozes into your brain almost.
Yes, and very lightly.
Yeah,
in a very light way. You got to pay really quiet attention.
Almost the way that when rain drops on dry earth and then it slowly starts to soak in. And this one kind of feels more like when you spray a hose at dry dirt and then they don't mix together.
Maybe the dirt is too hard.
Yeah.
The dirt is too hard.
The water is
also
too hard.
Too strong, and it couldn't permeate yet.
Yeah.
True. Very good analogy. I like it.
But for what it is, actually, this daily drinker is really solid.
Yeah.
But it's a single note.
Very straightforward. And sometimes it's good to practice straightforward teas to contrast with the maybe the more complex teas, because then this way it in a way help you to prepare your mind and the way to see a complex teas. Because I always feel like I need to build how to see how to see a tea. Without seeing the really basic teas, how am I capable of seeing more complex teas?
Yeah.
Right? I think people really, including myself, I'm so eager to drink like the best teas that's gonna blow my mind and et cetera, because we always want to experience the most profound experiences with a lot of things, like your music, your books, the tea included, and wine, for example, coffee, like you want to load your senses with the most amazing experiences, and yet without the really simple teas to build it up, almost or the bad tea in this case, not in this case, sometimes a bad tea even can set a tone for the good tea. Almost like we all want to be happy, but without sadness and anger and other frustration, kind of more, we call it more negative emotions. What does happiness even mean and feel, right? There's no way to engage it. Yeah, for me. And so I always actually welcome a little bit of, I would say, a little bit negativity and a little bit of flow into things, not just tea, even into my life, so that I don't just want to fight, my sadness and my anger. And so when there's a little bit dryness, then you kind of use that base to watch, well, does it go away? It does? How fast? And what comes in? For example, as a reference to engage the dryness, then what does the dryness play in this one? Oh, it helped me to salivate? Well, that's kind of a good thing, for example. And so I think I'm maybe a little bit off the subject right now. And this next cup, the first few infusions, we are asking you to smell when the liquid is in your cup, and to smell the scent, the structure, where it's going, if it's going somewhere else, how and where, This one, let's try to link it with the tea broth again, because scent and tea broth are related. So smell the surface and see where it's going. Drink your tea in the mouth and swallow it and see where it's going. And then smell the empty cup. The empty cup is gonna link a lot of times. The empty cup scent is gonna link these two together for you. And see how it's going, okay? Yeah, finally you can drink the tea. After 15 minutes into the session. Beautiful color on both teas. Empty cup on regular daily drinker Anxi Tie Guan Yin. It's light, it's floral. It kind of link the broth as light, also floral, and the initial scent also light and floral, and doesn't really go too many places. Yeah. So if you can practice, so now we are on the surface smell, the surface cup. How do you describe this?
The surface smell sounds good to me.
Cool. On the
what we mean by that, we probably should have said this earlier, but what we mean by surface smell is smelling the surface of the liquid.
Yeah.
And then smelling the bottom of the cup is a different thing.
Okay. So the surface cup of this one, not just, you can see there are actually two routes of the smell.
Let me try before you say what it is.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Can you?
One is going up towards the brain, and one is going down the back of the throat.
That's right. So you can, because you drank the tea, you can predict where the tea also on the physical way where it can go. And then you can also, when you are experienced enough, you can actually also smell cha qi, tea energy, without drinking it, because it will travel that way too on the scent. So you see, the tea moves down without any effort, and you can feel the energy is moving up a little bit too. So the scent is linking these two, and the tea broth is presented as the prediction can go. And the empty cup is light and it permeates into the body now. So I'm not sure if I'm smelling the permeation or it's actually because I just swallowed a cup of tea. The energy is so strong right now that I'm not sure if I'm smelling it or I'm physically feeling it, or the two of them got combined together. It's like linking the experience all in one.
It's like you can feel the kind of emanating feeling off of like the expansion past after you swallow the broth. There's that kind of line that it makes.
Yeah.
And there's that kind of emanating feeling.
Yeah.
Across maybe the chest and the out of the stomach like that.
Yeah.
But you can actually feel it. It's almost like it lights it up again.
Yeah. Or like, the scent help you to tune in with it one more time.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And that's why I love to smell the scent so much. One thing is I just love the smell of tea. You know, some tea really send a beautiful, just like your flowers or your plants, they simply send a gorgeous bouquet to you. Tea will do that, but yet at the same time, on the smell of a tea, that when you start to become sensitive with it, it starts to send you signals of what you're supposed to. You can predict where the tea broth can be moving, and you can predict how big the tea can be or how small the tea can be as well. And then when you smell the empty cup, then it starts to send you other signals, say, come back to it. I am still here. And then they will in a way put one more layer of the experience back into your body again.
I can actually feel it spreading from the point where it hits the throat down to the back of the neck right now through the scent.
By the smell?
Yeah.
You see? Empty cup. Yeah.
I've never
empty
been able to
cup
do that
can
before.
do that. And then physical broth can do that.
It's easier to see when I close my eyes.
Totally. This is totally opening up from the throat area. Yeah.
Cool.
And you might find this a little bit frustrating in the beginning. I think right now we are starting to talk about tea in a way that I try not to talk about it for many months. And then you guys painfully bear with me on the mouth texture, throat sensation, 回甘, aftertaste, etc., and to go through this, and we'll go back to it again. You know, tea will never stop. It's like, oh, well, I'm an expert. I got certification now. I can sense all the cha qi that I want. Not yet. And there's always discoveries, So it's kind of use this as a baseline of our past episodes and keep building up to it and keep practicing. Yeah. And so this next cup, then I am going to invite you to go back down to the simple way of scent. Is it clean? Okay. So you don't need to actually do that. What is the scent doing to you right now? Opening your throat, and what else? You don't need to get there yet. Have patience with your tea too. Okay. Always play that, I want to have the mind-blowing experience, and then I want to practice and combine both of them well. So this one should be pretty easy and should be one of the most important things that you are smelling in your tea. Is it clean? Where is the center of the smell? Can you see a center, or is it very vague, or it has none and you have dirty smell? Okay. So let's do this. The daily drinker, Tie Guan Yin, will do the surface broth smell, and the empty cup smell. Both are very wonderful ways to detect a cleanness of a tea and the center of a tea. And can you detect where the center is? Sometimes it's not in a cup, sometimes it's in the cup. Sometimes it's out in the open air. All right, surface cup of a lightly oxidized Anxi Tie Guan Yin daily drinker.
You're supposed to say if it's clean or not?
Huh?
You're supposed to say if it's clean or not?
And is it clean?
Feels a little prickly.
Prickly, yes. There's actually a little bit uneasy feeling of the tea happening on the surface of the broth. Does it have a center? It's really hard to detect. Not because I can't find the center. It's so narrow that you don't need to find the center in a way. It just stay right there. Yeah. I hope I'm not really heavily criticizing the tea. Okay, and then let's do the old growth Anxi Tie Guan Yin. Is it clean, and where is the center? On the surface smell. So is it clean? I think so. I feel it's a very clear and clean tea. And so one that is, it feels like we like to have this tea in our shop pretty much all the time. Is one of the teas that no matter if you are a very experienced drinker or you think you are a new tea drinker, the subject of cleanness exists in this tea that is so clear that both camps can feel it and taste it. And that's the beauty of this tea to me, actually. When it comes to a center of a scent, I'm actually still find the subject a little bit too vague for even myself, because I remember which teacher said if we can smell the center of the tea, we can roast the tea. And
which teacher?
I think it's Mr. Zhang, right?
Mr. Zhang said that, yeah.
And then you asked me how to do that, right? One time.
Yeah, I spent like a couple months trying to figure out what that even means. Just sitting there with my tea every day trying to figure out what does that even mean, find the center of the tea.
So I actually don't know how to answer this one. I just throw that out to you. But if I have to find a physical location where I think the tea is hitting me in the scent, the heaviest one is actually my throat and the back of my throat. And it come into my nostril in a horizontal way and hit the back of my neck and the throat so much that very clear presence, and it start to spread out so it go into my brain, and this is gonna sound a little bit crazy. It come into my brain with 3 routes. 2 is spent to the ear area. 1 is spent to the head area. So I'm not sure if I find the center of the tea. I almost find the center of how it is expanded within my own body, if that makes sense. So I guess will be my neck area, actually. So it doesn't make sense, right? Oh, great. The center of this tea is in my neck. Try it. Try to roast it now.
Yeah. See, that's why I had that question. I couldn't figure it out. And I don't have the clarity that you do to just be able to say, oh, there's 3 routes. One's going to my top of my crown of my head, and 2 are going to my ears. I can't see it that clearly, especially if you don't point it out to me. But what does the center mean? I still don't know. I still don't know. I'm trying to figure that out.
I seriously just throw out the question out to you guys to see if you guys can do it. Sometimes the texture is, I think it's easier to find where the center is. The scent is such a abstract and interesting thing to me. I'm still trying to grasp what is happening. And then let's do the empty cup to see if you can detect something else. Empty cup scent. And the same thing with the light Tie Guan Yin daily drinker. There's a little bit uneasiness in the empty cup too. Smell that. And I'm not sure if it's the liquid. I talked for so long, the liquid cooled down so much that it's quieter in the empty cup right now. The scent, I mean. I think this one, you can have a grasp of what center means. I hope. It doesn't play out in my body as much as the surface scent. As I said before, I think it's because it was hotter. This one is really cool right now.
I feel like when I'm smelling it like that, I'm watching the shape of the tea.
Yeah.
As a whole.
Yes.
And when you can see the shape, or when I can see the shape, I feel like I can get a little bit closer to finding where the center is in the shape. I'm not there yet. I haven't been able to pinpoint.
But in connection of how to roast tea, then I absolutely have no clue what that means, actually.
But I can, when I smell it with my eyes closed, I can really see, not super visually, but I can see a shape of the scent of the tea. Not as it plays out in my, like you said.
It's not in the
I'm
body.
Not feeling
it's
it in my
actually
body.
Outside of the body on the shape.
It's more like listen to a piece of music in that way. It's an abstract thing that has a shape. And just like you can tell when you listen to a band and they're not playing together, you can tell when you're listening, and you can tell when you're listening to a band and they are playing
together.
really well together, and they're able to start moving things around. This is the same way as that. It's starting to be able to, there's cohesion in the shape, and it's able to start forming a center, or it formed a center.
Yeah. And so maybe this is a good question to write it down and then go back to Taiwan to ask our teacher, like, what do you mean by seeing a center? Then if you can find a center of a tea, you can roast it. What does that even mean? I think it's one of the biggest question ever.
Yeah.
When it comes to tea. I think this recording is going beyond the subject right now. So just keep smelling your scent. Maybe don't go into find a center yet. I don't know why I bring this one up since I'm incapable of doing it myself. If you guys have any input on that one, or if you have experience on that one, please message us. We would like to hear what you think and what you discover is. But at least smell. You can easily smell if a tea is clean or not. And I've been very strong on this subject. You have to drink a clean tea. That's the bottom line. You don't want to drink a dirty tea. Seriously, why bother with that? You want to hurt your body? No, nobody wants to do that. So you have to train yourself to smell a clean tea and to taste a clean tea. And I hope at least the scent part will help you to identify the structure of where the scent is going. And I personally found this very interesting because it started to link the actual breath experience to me, and they are connected because it's all part of the tea. So I hope that this episode will find you a way to start to connect the beautiful aspects of tea, from the scent to your mouth, to your throat, to how it's coming back and to go into your body again. And when you can link that, tea seriously is a phenomenal thing to me. It's such a wow. Tea is a wow thing to me. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm speechless. Because why is it wow to me? It's serious, just some leaves, you put hot water over it and it can produce so many things for a drinker. If this is not wow, I don't know what is a wow also in life. Cool? Okay. Noah remain speechless.
Just trying to think about that. It always gets me when I start to think about the center and what that really means.
And it's good to think about those difficult subjects that when we cannot figure it out. And yeah, I'll just leave it as that.
Sounds good.
Okay, and we're going to after we close this session, we're going to continue to suffer here for a while to have a further discussion of what does center mean. So enjoy your tea. Try to practice something that will make you feel a little bit calm and connect to other people. And yeah, that's it. Happy tea drinking. And we will see you on Monday.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.